So, Pat, tell me about getting ready for tryouts and what message you have to encourage, especially local high school guys and college guys, to give us a shot.
Yeah, well, I think what you've seen in the first couple of years, I mean, you can attest to it, and people that are within the club can attest to it. The first 2 years, we've been able to find players not only to just be around it, but to actually contribute in solid ways. I go back to the first year of tryouts, and I think about Dom is a player we just announced. That's one that comes to mind, right? And you could go down the list, really could keep going down the list. Second year, like Javi is one that jumps to mind, right? And these are guys that were like solid, critical, important pieces to what we did and what we pulled off successfully in those first 2 seasons. And I think this is just another chance for players to come out and be a part of something special here locally. And that's something that I think it's on us as a coaching staff to really send that message to people. And I think what's great about it being, like a month from now or just under a month from now is we're going to get to see a lot of like local guys competing at a high level in their high school teams that then we can go, hey, we want to see you come out to this, and kind of really push that message. And I think, again, too, like on the college side, we have guys that have played here, been successful, and gone on and played their college seasons, and now they're going to also be able to use this time to kind of advocate in the sense of like, hey, POFC is doing something special, come be a part of it with me, to teammates or friends or I guess opposition as well, but just players that recognize and respect other players and bringing them in.
We've gotten through recently, and I think we're up to 12 announced players now.
Yeah.
And we don't want, when we announce players, we're excited that they're coming, but it certainly doesn't mean that we're done or that the only way to make Port Orchard FC is to know someone. Our open tryouts actually are open tryouts, and we don't want guys to be thinking that because we're already announcing guys that we don't have spots. Because we do, and this is an opportunity for them, right?
Well, yeah, well, the 2 examples, I didn't even know you were going to make that point, but the 2 examples I said of Dom and Javi, I had no clue who either one of them were walking into tryouts. And both were hugely critical. And I would say, again, there's more examples of that. But I think what you see is, once you come out to it, and it's so easy for me to say it on this side, but for a player, once you come out and you put yourself out there and you step out of your comfort zone in that way, I think it's really quick to see that this is a really welcoming and inclusive environment in that way. About like this is something I'm passionate about on the coaching side. Is I don't get into the politics of it, and I don't want to be involved in that side of it. I want to be a facilitator of opportunity for players, and I want the best players to get that opportunity. And I'm really passionate about, when I was a lot of these guys' age, these sort of avenues didn't really exist for a local player at that level. So as much as I can do to, I don't think I would have gotten many opportunities regardless on the playing side, but as much as I can help facilitate those opportunities for players, that's something that drives me. And I know Jordan's doing a lot of good in the goalkeeping community locally. I know Gabe's just coming back after being quite literally the prototype and the goal for any local player on the playing side, to come back and immediately want to pour back into the community. You have coaches that are really wanting to use this as a platform to help local players reach their goals.
And also POFC with the coaching staff that gets it. Our heads are not in the sands. We understand USL2 is around, and the USL2 teams, there are now 7 of them in the Puget Sound area. They've already held their tryouts, and they've already started announcing players. There is a whole group of guys who are excellent players that have already been dismissed by the USL2 and are looking for places to play. Why is Port Orchard a good idea?
Well, I think it's on us to also actively work to find that player pool or to get this word out to them. But I think, my biggest thing I would say to them is, hey, look at the past couple of years, and if you know a guy, ask him about his experience here, because the community's big, but it's not big enough that you probably wouldn't know somebody that has come through PO in some capacity, and ask them what the experience was like. And I think it sells itself. For those that don't have that person that they can talk to, I would really say, putting yourself out there and coming to the tryout and ask the questions to us coaches, ask about the club, really get to know us and figure out who we are. And I think what this club is and represents sells itself. But if I were to look somebody in the eye and tell them why they should be here, my message would be because despite the money thrown into USL2 and the labels and the status, which no criticism for going for it, because who wouldn't enjoy that? But what we do is we offer that in a unique, authentic, local way. But then beyond that, what we're doing is we're still offering a platform that competitiveness of training sessions, competitiveness of getting into the match day squad, and the style of soccer we're playing, and the quality of player we're bringing in, and what we're doing brand-wise on the field is of a level that still improves a player before they go to whatever college team or university or club team they're going to in the fall.
Yep, and in closing, 1,000 minutes a season for POFC is a great way to prepare yourself to try again in the USL2 the next year. Certainly we have players that have been mainstays for us who are now about to make an impact at that level. And so we can be a part of the journey. And for some players, we're a permanent part of the journey. And for others, it's a chance to show what they've got and get the playing time here. You're not going to get other places.
Yeah, I think, again, it's, as a coach, my thing is I want to facilitate the player's experience. I want to help them reach their goals. If your goal is to get to whatever you view as the next step, let's work together and let's get you there, however that looks for you.
All right, thanks for the visit, Coach. We'll talk to you again soon.
Talk soon.